We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
I mean, we could go ahead and start off with this. I'll tell you, I think she's been doing a lot of man stuff lately. I think I envy real men, that have real men envy. I just changed the filter on my engine because my car place or whatever, they were trying to charge me like $100 or something, change my air filter. And I was like, okay, that's the line right there. I can do this. And then it's just the thrill of like going down, getting a filter and then popping the hood, usually I just have somebody. So I did all of that, put it in and then slammed it. It had some grease on my hands. I was like, okay, this is what America's supposed to feel like.
And how'd it go?
It was great. I'm telling you. I'm just saying, you had that feeling of like, that's how it went. What are you talking about? I just told you that feeling.
No, I'm saying that
the car didn't catch on fire or anything. That's what you mean,
right?
That didn't. The car is not blown up. That has not happened. And then I bought a toilet seat. I had to crack the toilet seat. I had to buy one of those and went to Home Depot. And whenever you go to Home Depot, too, your man comes out. Right. And I tell you, if they're trying to catch illegals, just go to that parking lot. I don't know what's going on.
Nah.
Wow. I just want to be like, haven't you guys? But of course, I guess nobody has nobody has the internet. That is. I don't know if you guys know what's going on. They got flip phones from
I think
97.
that's your new. I think you have a new opener. I think I smell a new opener. Right?
I like it. But I was like, what are you doing?
If you went on stage and just said, look, I'm trying to do some man things, and I went to Home Depot and I bought this and I bought this, and I just have to say, before I begin, continue my story, if they're looking for illegals, right? You're looking in the wrong place. I think I could be a one-man ICE brigade or something like that.
Pretty easy. I mean, you talk about meeting some quotas.
Right. Get El Salvador. Somebody get an El Salvadoran prison on the phone right now. Okay.
Yeah,
I think I could fill. I could fill a wing over there. How much are we paying them down there for this? We're paying them, to house. Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for bonus, I don't know what's going on over at the ICE program.
Wait a minute. Is that true that we're paying them to take people or something? Is that true?
Oh, I don't know. Are we?
Adam? Because there's something funny about the idea that we're making savings on Doge, but we're taking the savings and sending it to El Salvador to house people. You know what I mean? There's something funny about that. Like that's really funny that we have all this money we're saving on illegals or taking our jobs or taking our welfare. And so, what we'll do? We'll take the money that we're going to send and then we'll pay El Salvador to arrest them. Now, there's nothing funny there, but there's something interesting about it, right?
No,
there's nothing funny whatsoever.
Paying the repo man.
It says as of March, we paid El Salvador $6 million to imprison 300 alleged gang members.
Wow, I don't even know where to begin there. Wait a minute, $6 million. $6 million.
$6 million. Yep.
Okay.
For just 300 gang members.
For 300 gang members, 6 million, the same number of people that. Never mind. Anyway, right.
No, you're making it. Yeah, you went too clever. I'm like, I just. I'm not ready for some. I just woke up. I know that.
I don't have some
factual policy.
I know that, but I'm saying that I'm taking this because there's something about the fact that in your manly quest, in your Joseph Campbell, hero's journey your hero's journey would be would start out to fix change your oil. And you ended up working for ICE.
Yeah.
Deporting people. Okay.
Yeah,
you're
deporting people over a toilet seat. Who knew? I don't know.
Right.
But,
it combines a lot of things. You've got your working with your hands.
But I'm telling you, I tell you, a Home Depot in California, I mean, it's a Disneyland for ice. I'm not talking Astoria, Queens. I mean, this is where it all begins right here. Where all the problems of the right.
Small world. It's a small world after all. It's a poco world after all.
There it is.
Whatever.
That'll get you.
All right, so
that'll get you shut down. I like it.
I think we did. I think we just shut down.
We shut down.
So you went to Home Depot. You did manly things. Okay.
Yeah.
You exposed the immigration problem in your local community.
Yes.
Okay. And what have we learned?
What are you doing?
We learned that comedy is hard.
No,
comedy's very hard to write.
Hard. It's not hard to write. We just wrote it. Okay. It's like it's not when you're trying to you're complicating things.
No, I'm still working on the 6 million. Wait, but 300. How much is that, Adam, per prisoner? What are we running here? Let's do the math here.
I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know if this is the dragon you want to chase.
No. I'm saying. It's just, okay. We got 300.
Let one get away. You know what I mean? You got to throw it back.
300 prisoners at 6 million. So my point being that
oh my God,
is this including the guys that? Is this including the people that Dustin?
I'll pay 1.2 million to move on from this bit. Just go somewhere.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's swerve out of this lane.
1.5 just to get out of this.
1.5. Okay. 1.6. 300. Okay. I'm just wondering how we're saving. I'm just trying to find out how much money we're saving and when my check is coming. My $55,000 joke check.
No, but anyway, it is kind of funny that it's just like we're supposed to be the the cream of the crop. We're supposed to be the reason. We're not supposed to rely on anybody, and we're trying to put all this work here in America, and then we're outsourcing stuff we're supposed to be doing on, you know what I mean? Like this, that's the funniest part of it.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Cause like we're shipping jobs overseas. We're shipping prison guard jobs overseas.
Guard, racism. We're basically outsourcing racism.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's like we're supposed to be good at that. We're the ones that are supposed to be on top of that. Something like that. It's kind of funny.
There's something we're outsourcing.
You're taking how many people just want that job. I mean, talk about a job Americans want.
So wait, how is it that they come here and then we send it back, but we're still paying for them? There's something funny about that. Wait, I thought the whole point was to send them so we wouldn't be, so the American taxpayer wouldn't be burdened with this. This is going nowhere, obviously.
Nowhere fast. But,
nowhere fast. This is really not
every
usable.
Every time I give it a little life, you just smother it. You just put that pedal on the head. And
it's your job
every time. But I start to have a little light, and you're like, "No, you will die. You will die."
All right, let's get back to your hero's journey to manhood, right?
I think this might be too much. Right? We might have already we may have seen all the bit can do. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's only so much a bit can do. It could just be almost. I'm okay with bits being the throwaway or the transition to another. They don't all have to be a perfect bit on their own. I think they're just
that's my.
I think they move forward to something else. So,
that's my problem. I sit there for months on the thing. Months.
I think the joke is there's a lot. Well, there's a couple of jokes. One is just just the idea of just craving manly things. Craving some sort of throwback to when I was a kid, and I would just see men doing men stuff. They're just cranking an engine. Like I remember watching one time I saw like the chain of an engine going into a car once, and my neighbors.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the manliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Is somebody chaining an engine into
dropping
a car.
the engine.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Like stuff like that, where you're just like, I mean, I'm just telling you, there's no, not a gay man in the room. That's what I'm saying.
Now what? Like
not a gay man
what?
in the room.
Okay,
You're dropping that chain.
They're dropping the thing. Yeah.
Nobody's talking about musical theater, in that moment.
Yeah, there's something. There's no. There's nothing from a chorus line or.
Nobody's talking about feelings in that exact moment.
That's one of those big engines on a chain, and robots are doing that now.
Yeah,
right?
Well, everything manly.
Gay robots, non-gay robots.
Well,
right?
I think everything manly is roboted. Or gone, or more gone. I think it's more just,
You're saying that the gay jobs are not being done by robots.
Well, just like even plumber, it's like there's not going to be there's no kid that's going to want to do that. No sort of Gen Z. Let me go be a plumber. Meanwhile, a plumber is going to make, that's a millionaire. If I could go, I don't know if we've just covered this. I feel like it feels like we have, like the idea of like plumber, like kids. Nobody's going to want to be a plumber or a carpenter or a construction worker. I don't know.
That Adam's our mental archiver. He usually calls me on this. It'll be thank God somebody. It'll be the first.
Calling myself on it. That's how honest I am.
Yes,
I don't know.
But it's about time Dustin repeated material on the show and got called out on it. I'm so sick of me being.
I had to call myself. That's the funny part.
Wait, did I talk about the? Wait, did I? Wait. Speaking of non sequiturs, yes,
that's the thing.
Yes.
But there is something funny about just I don't know, just not like cowboys and stuff. I come from a place where Dallas and Fort Worth. You drive 200 miles from where I live. There's like real cowboys. They got cowboy hats on. And
Dustin, you have two. Winchester pistols on your hat right now as we speak, as you're discussing this. Okay,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I crave it. I'm getting thinking about it, but just the idea of just I'm cowboy hats. That was the thing. I was a cowboy in New York City. I wore cowboy hats.
I think this is a very deep issue, and it's a fascinating one. And probably not appropriate for a podcast, but right.
Well, I know where it comes from. I mean, my grandfather was a big John Wayne guy, and we watched John Wayne movies together and cowboy westerns together, and so a lot of it, deep rooted. It's deep rooted. My cowboy man, Marlboro man, is very deep rooted for sure.
Yes, but you also had this grew up in this rather dark, violent household, correct?
Yes. I mean, it happened. Yeah, we called that the holidays. Sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now there
it wasn't always that. I mean, come on, that's what abuse.
Wait a minute, hold it a second.
No one's saying always somebody calling the cops. I mean, we had some good
Wait
times.
a second.
Listen,
don't you realize? Listen to me.
Nobody got arrested.
Fantastic. No. This is comedy gold.
Okay.
I
love gold.
Don't you see it? It's like low-hanging fruit for you. Just the joke alone, we call that the holidays. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if all you need is a setup to that, which is like, the police were always coming, the guns blazing, a lot of violence, a lot of bleeding, threats, violent threats. But that was. Or as many people, some called it a violent upbringing. There was violence. I called it the holidays.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I mean,
it's a fun way to get there.
Yeah.
It's a fun way. I mean,
you just do the setup. It's like my childhood. Let's a quick synopsis. Police calls, a police blotter, a brother in jail, a father with a shotgun, me with a busted lip, several occasions, or And that was one long holiday weekend. You know, like, right?
Yeah, no,
and that was Christmas, and that was Christmas '78. You know, like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's a million punchlines on that.
But it was, you know, but I got Atari that year, so everything was fine. You know.
Okay, but see, that's the genius of that. You do the dark, then you do the light, and then you do the super light is your tag. Yeah. But I got an Atari. That's how we coped.
But I got
okay.
Yeah,
I was playing. You know,
that's how you deal with all of that stuff.
We had to raise bail money, but I got an Asteroids, right? Yeah. I got the Asteroids
Pitfall, but I got Pitfall. That's all that mattered.
Yeah, that's
Pitfall,
it.
Pitfall was everything.
Breakout or whatever, the Missile Command, whatever, you know. Yeah, there you go.
Right. Yeah, you know, we're working. So we do, folks. We it seems like we're not working, but we're working. That's what real comedy is. That's what real comedy is.
Yeah.
This could be called just a funny conversation or a good 12 minutes. However you want to see life.
If you're not doing that, I'm going to do it, even though I didn't have that childhood.
Do it. Like, that would come off so phony. You're like, oh, yeah, the police were called. Shut up.
Obviously, I'm joking.
My dad came in and took my books. Like, get out of here.
What? My dad took my books.
But Dad wouldn't let me read for 3 days.
Yeah. I had a robot playing the piano in my living room. I had a robot. Okay.
Exactly. You had a robot playing piano. Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
Look, it was just
Billy Joel was playing when my mom and my dad were fist fighting. That's as close as I got.
Yeah. There was a different kind of. It was a different kind of pain. It was a different kind of dysfunction. That's all I'm saying.
It was.
Yeah.
Pitfall. I'm doing it. I'm just writing it down. That's why I'm doing it. It's like,
that's good.
Like I'm not going to do it. I'm doing it.
No.
All these things. Sometimes
you don't think you
work,
you actually
they don't.
Yeah.
And if they don't work, I chisel them away until, you know, sometimes I break them out depending on, you know, when they deserve the light or a crowd that's going to, you know, not make me not want to do them.
Right. Well,
life. You know, don't you have bits like that? We have a bit where it's like, it's mass consumption, and then you got a bit that's like, all right, you guys are good, so you deserve this bit.
You deserve this bit.
This is like one of those bits that you like. You bring out the case, and you like get the little combination, and then you like open it up, and like this is.
Wait a second. You don't think this is universal?
I do, but I also think it's like I've talked about violence in my family, and sometimes not every crowd is with me 100. But I feel like this is funny, and I will make this part of the. This is like a bit you do in the special. This is like a bit you do in the elongated. This is probably not one you do when you got 12 minutes and you get the light at 8. You know, this is more like. This is a good chunk that is like ready for the special.
Yeah, but if you wanted to,
okay,
you could do for this and do with this what I did with What Women Want, which is you take every aspect of the upbringing. It's like bail money, okay? You know, and like let's say bail money. Did you ever, you know, we had whilst some families are trying to, you know, have a bake sale. We were trying to raise bail money. While you guys were doing this, my family was repairing the wall that my father shot with a shotgun. While you're doing arts and crafts on Easter, like take my family, like with our, you know, dinner parties and everything else, and juxtapose them with what you dealt with, and it's like there's so much meat on the bone.
No,
here.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. A nice back and forth, I call it, is always a comedy gold mine. Yeah. No, I'm into it. You don't have to sell me on it. I'm into it 100%. I'm writing it down.
You just have to get the onomatopoeia stuff with the bail money. While you were having a bake sale, we were raising bail money. While you were, while you were there, but then, and then it's gonna be a killer.
I love it. Look at that. Look at that, folks. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
So I got one. What do you got? All right, here we go. This is where the show gets good, or we yell at each other.
Please don't tell me I screwed it. I did it already. Please.
This is where we go. This is
Did I
always
mention it already?
the cusp of the show right here. This is it. This is where it all either
because it's brand new
falls
and it's
apart, or it's the best thing we've ever done.
I'm afraid to even mention it because I go, wait, did I last week? Because I didn't watch last week's episode.
Probably. What do you got?
No tuna at Subway. Did I do it?
At Subway? Oh yeah, we've done that. You can. You know what? We'll make an exception. You've been so good to me in my bit. I'll entertain this. This tuna.
Wait, that there's no that they tested the tuna.
No coffee at Starbucks.
Forget the coffee at Starbucks. No,
Okay.
even no. They tested. They did DNA testing at the tuna, and there's no tuna fish.
What
in the
is
tuna
it?
at
I
Subway.
love. There's nothing better to me than Subway tuna.
Okay, wait. So I didn't do it.
Okay, maybe not.
This isn't about them not having tuna. This is about.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought the Starbucks thing was part of it, so maybe not.
No,
okay,
this is not about Starbucks.
Okay, because that is one of your bits.
It comes directly after Starbucks, which makes it even funnier. Because I go, speaking of stuff, and so if you think that's bad, then I go, tuna. There's also there's a guy. They're suing Subway. This is true.
Subway.
A guy is suing Subway. Subway is being sued. It's a class action suit. I don't even know. I looked it up, and there's a guy suing it because they did DNA testing on the tuna, and there's no tuna in the tuna fishes at Subway. Okay, now there's no tuna fish. I know Adam is feverishly Googling this, right? But or he better be.
Penguin? Like what's in there?
That's what I said. That's what exactly what I said. It's meerkat. They don't know if it's a platypus or an end table. They don't know what you're eating.
It's
okay,
delicious.
It's cat dander.
It is so good.
So the point being that that Subway stumped the scientists. It's a substance not found in nature, right? They don't know what
they don't know what it is.
No, they could not identify it.
Really?
Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, Subway came back with saying this was cross-contamination, other ingredients got in there and everything else. Now, so I'm obviously exaggerating, but the truth of the matter, when it was first said, they did not know. DNA testing, they didn't know whether it was a unicorn. They didn't know what it was, a Bigfoot, Sasquatch. They had no idea what it was in the sandwich, right? So, I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this, but there's just funny stuff here. Obvious joke being, who would have guessed that scraping, I picked, who would have guessed that eating food that you found on the floor in the Subway was actually more nutritious than the food they're serving at Subway. A dumb joke, but whatever. But more to the point, that's not even the point being, like, what are you eating? They don't know what it is. The scientists, that it was made in a Wuhan lab. You're eating a meerkat, a prairie dog is funny, muskrat, penguin is funny, like you said, like what is it, meerkat, muskrat, whatever the hell I said, penguin. You said prairie dog. Maybe you said penguin.
Well, I think there's a whole thing happening. Starbucks in general, Subway in general is, because before this it was. The bread had the same consistency of what we put in yoga mats. Remember that? That was a big.
I forgot about that. That's true. Yeah,
it was like there was something in it that was.
Wait a minute. What does that mean? What do you mean it has the same consistency as a yoga mat?
It was like some ingredient that we put, or some sort of filler that we put in, like yoga mats.
That's even better.
We put in the bread that you eat there, and so.
But I don't know if there's any more tuna in on the bone there, okay? But meat on the bone, but tuna fish, something about fish. Oh, there's a fish that you've never found in nature. Oh, I know. There's no fish, you could be eating dolphin, killer whale.
I don't want to sidetrack you for a second, but I do want to
tilapia. I'm getting tilapia. No, because I don't know that you've never heard a fisherman say, "Oh, the tilapia are biting." I don't even. No one's ever said that. I don't think tilapia is a real thing. I don't know where they invented that. It's a mythical fish. It's something out of Finding Dory or something.
Yeah, but I did catch a fish stick once. I don't know if you know that.
Wait, say that again. What's
I did
that?
catch a fish stick once. I don't know if you knew that, but
That's funny. Fish stick is funny. All right.
fish
Well,
stick.
sorry, I interrupted
I love
you.
fish sticks, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I miss fish sticks. Remember that? Anything tartar sauce. I mean, tartar sauce. What an underrated condiment. You know what I mean?
Tartar sauce is funny.
I could eat. I mean, I could eat a shoe in tartar sauce. It's just the greatest thing ever.
Right.
But there is something. I think there's something funny about people.
Air Jordans. You're
What?
eating Air Jordans. You don't. I mean, that's something funny about that. You just made me think of like a shoe. That's really funny. Like they tested it, and it turns out that it's. They don't know what it is. You could be eating Air Jordans. You don't know what. Like there's something. I don't know what. It's like shoe leather. You're eating Skechers. It's something about a shoe. That's like they're eating the new LeBron shoe. It's not. It's not tuna fish. They actually say it's Air Jordans doesn't really fit.
Well, it's not
funny,
LeBron because nobody's buying that shoe.
No, nobody's buying. Right.
They've been trying to push that shoe on us for years, and
Yeah.
you're not gonna.
It's the
Even
Tracy McGrady.
Even in a sandwich, you're not eating or buying that shoe.
Right. It's the Tracy McGrady shoe.
Yeah. It's like the new Shaqs. No, just the idea. I think there's a funny idea for this in the sense of like, because they were also trying to sue Taco Bell for not having real meat, like real beef in their tacos. Like that was
what were they using?
Just filler, like just soy and filler and stuff. So there's just something. Well, hold on a second. There's something. It was another filler situation. So they're like,
That's
here's the deal.
funny.
Here's the deal. It's just like, what do you expect at these fast food places? It's almost like trying to sue a hooker for a disease or something. Like the idea of like, what? Okay, that's what you get for eating at Subway. You deserve fake fish. It's what you get for eating at Taco Bell. You deserve. You don't. You know what I mean? There's just something kind of. I don't know.
Isn't this like what do you wear? What were you? The woman was molested.
Suing?
What were you wearing? What were you wearing?
Exactly.
When you went in there?
You're trying to sue? Like what you try? Yeah, what are you trying to sue Jack in the Box for? Like like I don't know. There's just something funny.
That's funny. That is funny. There's something funny about the fact that like look, it's suing Subway. For not serving nutritious food is like, God, I don't know.
Well, and I blame the old lady.
It's like suing Taco Bell for not serving nutritious food.
Yeah, no, I blame the old lady that spilled coffee on her lap. You know what I mean? At McDonald's, like I think everybody's chasing their Happy Meal.
Everybody's chasing their Happy Meal. Chasing their Happy Meal.
They're happy,
right.
I don't know. There's just something funny. Just these people, like, it's like, okay, look, it's like they're abusing the judicial system. Like just that you're trying to sue, like you said, like not being nutritious or whatever. Like, of course, that's what they put in this crap. I know that. I don't go into Subway and think, I'm eating clean today.
That's funny. That's funny. There's something funny about that.
Yeah, I'm not eating clean today. I know.
Yeah.
I know that when they get that chicken out of there, I know how long that chicken's been or what's in that chicken.
I'm going there. Listen, I want to sue Subway. I want to sue any place that isn't giving me. I'm suing Subway because they found chicken in the chicken. I'm going the other way. Something like that.
I don't want chicken.
Like I don't want salad.
It's a little bit better than McDonald's. That's all I'm thinking in my head, and that's all I care about. I know it's a little bit better than a Big Mac for me, and so I'm just like, that's all I need is that it's a little bit better for me.
Yes. Something, if it's not engineered in the lab, I ain't eating it.
Well, that's how bad McDonald's is. Even a yoga mat is better for you than what they put in McDonald's.
That's really funny.
McDonald's
Eating a yoga mat.
They're the gangsta kings of all this, They've been poisoning us way before Subway was eating.
Yeah, Monsanto. Yeah. What are some like what are those things that nitrites or something? There's some like chemical stuff. Yeah, anthrax.
Well, that's the thing. You can't eat anything. You can without like something bringing you down. I can't turkey bacon.
I go there for that. That's
turkey
what I go.
Bacon. Turkey bacon. Every time I buy turkey bacon, I'm like, I gotta look for nitrates. That's a funny idea. I'm just like you gotta. It's like everything good has something that you're not supposed to be eating or drinking.
I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right to go into a place like that. It's like going into I don't know. It's like going to a slaughterhouse and, I don't know. You want to go, that would be so funny. Something like if you want to go into a, bouncy castle and you don't expect, I don't know. I don't expect at a bullfight. I don't want to see, I don't know, I don't know, something nice and sweet and nice at a bullfight or a dog fighting ring or
I think I think you're going a little far from it, but I think it's
no, but
the simplicity of it. The simplicity of it is I know what I'm getting. That's it.
If
That's
you go into a
simplicity of it.
slaughterhouse, I'm not expecting.
I don't think you're just going to a slaughterhouse, but
kale chips. No, but I'm not going into kale. I'm not expecting them to serve kale chips at what's that? At Ruth's Chris Steakhouse or someplace that serves meat. You're basically going there. And
Sizzler is a funnier restaurant.
Sizzler. Yes, Sizzler's funnier.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Sizzler for the kale chips. You know what I mean? Something like that. But
the idea is that, and it's just be, and even just a real conversation about it is funny to me. Just the idea of just people just, suing on a whim.
That's close. If you say, I'm not going to Sizzler for the kale. I'm not going to Sizzler for the, that's almost funny. But it's like, for the Cobb salad, or you need the right ending, but it's like for the kale, it's kind of weird. But anyway, something
the vegetables
like that.
Or the nutrition or the
for the veggie salad for the
I'm going for that. Burger. I'm going for that that processed steak I can order from the menu in front of me. Like the fact that you're ordering steak like a McDonald's menu is amazing. I love that. Right. I've always loved that about Sizzler. We're like, I think I'll have the T-bone. Oh yeah, the number 4. The number 4. Yeah, I'll have the number 4.
Yeah, they're ground up.
Yeah, that's the filet mignon. Oh, you mean the number 8? Yes. And scene.
All right, that's not bad. I got the.
Of course, it's not bad. Maybe it's what we do here. See, you're getting
maybe there's some
you're
tuna.
Finally getting it.
The tuna fish, tuna. I wish there was something humorous about fish.
All right. All right. When you're ready, I got another one.
Go.
So I went to see my mother, and this, she lives in this like assisted living place, and that's what basically.
Is that the place where you broadcast from last time?
Yes, that was hilarious, and like the people walking by.
Yes,
it was like they was giving, and one guy got mad at me after too. So I was wondering who was out here yapping, and like I had to like have a conversation with this guy. He got mad. I was too loud in the hallway because it's the only place I get internet. And so late, we had a great time, and I'd help my mom with mom son stuff and laundry and whatever. Yeah. And then there was a moment where, she's got really bad legs, and she can walk, but she's it's tough for her, and she was walking the dog. She could walk the dog outside and then come back to the apartment. She got to take an elevator. It's a little bit of a walk, and so I let her do it. But before that, we did a bunch of. I had to get the registration for a car, and that was like a whole thing. And like we had to, she did too much walking. We had to go to DMVs and places. It was too much. So her legs are kind of tired. Anyway, so I'm waiting for her, and then I had an instinct something's wrong. And so I go out in the hallway and I try to find her, and I go around the thing, and she had fallen. And she's there with a person. And then there's a whole bunch of like old people just kind of around, and then I'm trying to pick her up, and I'm doing it wrong, and then the old people are kind of like yelling at me that I'm picking her up wrong, like I'm doing it. So I'm basically I would try to pick her up, and she would go back down, and we just watched this movie Thelma, so we learned how to pick them up, and it was just the idea of just old people telling me I'm picking up my fallen mother.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Wrong. It's like. Right. I mean, talk about this pressure, anxiety of, first of all, my mother's on the ground. I'm trying to get her up. And then I have these this cast of, cocoon yelling at me that I don't know how to pick up my fallen mother. It was, anyway, it was a funny moment. If you were there, it was funny.
Yes.
It was,
no, there was something
because we were because it's like, you got to pick them up close. You got to come in, and I don't know. It was just the idea of just the, If it couldn't get worse, having to pick up your poor fallen mother, I don't know. I can make it worse, but have 3B yelling at me or whatever on the telling me I'm doing it wrong. You have Maud telling me
we need This is always good. This is always a challenge to come up with the names of the people, because you go Jessica Tandy, Hume Cronin, the Golden Girls, Aunt B, E. Arthur.
I got the Golden Girls telling me that I don't know how to properly.
I'm getting heckled. You know what I mean? At my job enough, and then I
get enough heckles in my life. I don't need to get heckled.
Yeah, I don't need
by
the Golden
cast
Girls.
Of Golden Girls while I'm trying to Yeah.
Critiquing my elder care.
Yeah.
Okay, write that down. All right,
Critiquing
critiquing my elder
care.
care.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
I don't need script notes on my elder care. You know, like I don't need to be. I don't need whatever I said. I can't remember, but I don't need whatever I said. Excuse me. I don't need getting. I get heckled enough on my job, and now I got the. I'm getting. I'm. The Golden Girls are critiquing my elder care. I mean, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's enough. And then I just, can go into other
but like
feelings
throw
and
mama
ideas
from the
about
train. Suddenly it's I wanted it to be like blank and blank. Then it's you got to get a good loving grand movie, a older person movie, and it can't be Cocoon because that you has to go, and then it's like it went from give me like Driving Miss Daisy to Throw Mama from the Train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The movies people won't get, and even worse than, Well, just the idea is funny to me is like, the relationship is an interesting dynamic of, a lot of us have elder parents, and just that shift is funny to me. And it's just like, my mom's like, like still wants to be independent, but like she picked me up from the airport, and it was like it was terrifying, and it's that point where you're just like, she's like clipping curbs.
Okay, well, wait, this is funny. There's something. Okay, wait, there's a lot here.
Yeah. That's why I'm sharing it. But it's
no. Keep going. Is there more to that, or before?
The whole thing is just, it's more of just kind of like, well, there's two elements to it. One element is that like you want her to feel like she's independent, but at the main time she took out 3 cats, trying to pick me up at the airport, something like that is funny, and clipping curbs, and like I'm now it's like when I'm wearing a helmet, whatever, like just the idea of like, it's like I've become a daredevil, and just riding with my mother, shotgun is there's all those funny things. And then there's the idea of the parent shift of like, don't tell me what to do, and meanwhile she's doing something that's wrong. And I think it's like me trying to like it's a delicate, you have to be delicate about how you parent your parents at a certain point, because it does shift where it's like you have to be in charge of things that they usually are in charge of. And there's just something, she would just trying to walk the line of her not getting angry that I'm making her feel old, but the reality is she's old. And then it's just like you don't put
not only she old, but like when you were a baby, yes, she picked you up, she was able to do this, but you were small at the time. Okay, you were like 8 pounds, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's kind of weird because you're at a certain age now where you're older, and you're expected to do for her what she did for you as a baby. But she's 120? What? How heavy is you?
Yeah. Well, that's funny. And then it's just like, and I was a baby. I didn't talk back. She's just like, don't be so bossy, and she's yelling at me and stuff. And I'm like, all right, dude, I'm not trying to be bossy. I'm just trying to make sure you don't.
And you were 9
you don't
pounds,
put
6
metal
ounces.
in the microwave.
Yeah. And you were that's simple.
I'm gonna
you were
soda
9
can.
pounds. Yeah, and I was easy to handle. I was 9 pounds 6 ounces. My mom's 110. You know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to, I'm supposed to. And she's driving around like the Fast and the Furious. She's suddenly a stunt driver. You got to get a good. I don't know what the.
Well, here's what happened was, so my brother and I, we don't talk because this is the beginning of it. And the thing is she still wanted to drive, and he's like, she shouldn't drive, and I'm like, well, it's like whatever. And so my solution was, she had like an older Escalade, and it was like a tank. It was like from 2004 or whatever. Those things are huge. And so my whole thing was like, it's literally like, what's a tank movie with Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf? But it's like this like just enormous thing on the road, And so, and it's older, so it's got no like bells and whistles or whatever. So my whole thing was like, you get a new car the best thing about the new car is it's annoying to a guy like you or me or whatever, where it's always beeping. It's always like, hey, there's somebody up close.
Right.
But it's great for old people. That's the thing that annoys us, that cars like tell us every 3 seconds there's somebody coming in your lane, or you know, somebody's behind you, or like you know, your seat like jerks because you know something's coming up on you, is perfect for an old person. So it's just like, so I, you know, we got a 2023 or whatever car, and I feel like that was, you know, the solution was basically, you know, I don't know, just the modern car is great for old people because they don't run over people as much, because it'll alert you when there's like a family of 5 in front of you. And
right.
So
unfortunately,
I can rest a little easier knowing that Cadillac does a pretty good job.
But there's something funny, but it has to be something negative or whatever, because it's kind of funny. It's a perfect car, but the thing is there's so many beeps going on and everything else. This thing is beeping more than R2D2. You know what I mean? Like because she's getting close to stuff all the time.
Yeah, but I want that.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that like it's
it's beeping more than Das Boot, you know, 3 hours in.
Or a technic. What's that? Techno rock, Technica kind of whatever tech kind of music.
Oh, DM. What is that? EM. What is that?
Industrial.
EDM.
What's it?
EDM. There you go.
EDM. Yep.
This is where Adam. This is where Adam
like
shines.
Right.
It's like an EDM.
Any sort of drug music. Any sort of drug music.
It's like
he's gonna be on it.
There's more lights flashing. I'm having a seizure. There's beeping going on. It's like an EDM concert or whatever. If anybody gets that reference, or a techno. There was another one, industrial. Rave.
Yeah.
I'm at a rave.
I'm at a rave. No, my mom's just pulling out of the parking lot.
That's right. There you go. No, get a parking lot. Get a specific name. Pulling out of Coles.
She's pulling out of a Kroger parking lot.
Kroger.
Or a Walmart parking lot. I think that's it.
She's pulling out of Costco.
Like, these bells.
You know?
No. That's funny because it's like
Walmart.
It's like because I got her the car for that, and I wanted her to get that car, but then it's just like and then this thing is going off. It beeps on the left and the right, and the thing. That's funny.
What's the thing in Vegas? What's the thing? The giant thing now. The place with the giant planetarium thing. You know what I mean?
The Sphere. Yeah.
Oh, the Sphere in Vegas.
I knew you'd get that.
There's more effects. There were more. I was at the Sphere in Vegas. It didn't have as many effects as we're going off when my mom
out of a Walmart parking lot.
Something like that. There you go.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
less
the Sphere in
effects.
Vegas.
I was at the Sphere. That's funny.
Yeah. I think we're done.
We're done. All right, what do you got? Go ahead. We'll move to you.
I got the
Adam, what do you got?
Yeah, what do you got? Adam, did you
get the wheel? Let's do the wheel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got the wheel. One thing about the wheel.
Less lights and what was the word? Attraction.
You gotta graph that out. Like there were more lights at the thing as there were more lights in the thing than at the
Walmart
Sphere in Vegas. That at the YouTube
effects,
concert,
lights and effects, less lights and effects.
Yeah, that the YouTube concert at the Sphere in Vegas. What's this?
Let's see. We got unnecessary reality TV.
Who writes these things?
I know. Wait. Who writes this stuff? There's something. No, but there's something.
I could do this.
No. I like the fact that I like the fact that it's this kind of confusingly ambiguous. So it's like unnecessary. Okay, so then you have to take my.
What is it? Unnecessary reality TV.
Reality TV.
Yep.
Okay. My 800
I see. No, yeah, exactly. You were saying it like 800-pound
life, but you're saying, yeah, but what if it's like a really then you have to go the other way. It's like my really well-adjusted. I'm really in shape. Not this, but
I have quite a few bits on some of the stuff that's already out there that's popular or whatever, like the reality dating shows. Like I have a thing on like I like like this. There's this one show called Love Island, And
Yes.
the reason I like this show is I like watching attractive people get rejected. Like it's it's like the first time in their life that they've felt that feeling.
Right.
Because they usually in real life they're not getting that. They're not going to a bar and Lisa's not breaking your heart. But on this show, it's like they have that.
It's great
like
to
the
see
first
someone
time they feel like dumped. What that feels like, and a guy with a chiseled jaw and like in abs is like that guy. So that makes me laugh.
Seeing somebody who won the genetic lottery getting shot down is really good.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, watching a dude that looks like early Brad Pitt in his prime just cry his brains out is amazing. So I watched the show for that. And then, I have a couple of jokes on that kind of stuff.
Is that now? Technically, is that an unnecessary show? Because it's an unnecessary reality show. Is the category?
Oh, I'm just saying reality shows in general are pretty unnecessary. But for some reason, we're attracted to train wrecks, and that's what it is. It all started with Cops. That was the first reality show.
Yes,
that was the first time we saw regular people doing ridiculous, dumb things, and we watched it. It happened in reality like that. So that was the first one. I think Cops was the first. It was Cops and Funniest Home Videos. Those were the first two reality programs.
So,
watching your dad get hit in the balls with the t-ball bat and
but that's something.
And watching some guy with no shirt on, sweating from meth, running from the cops. Like it was
because there's something. Okay, because I
thank you, Adam. Brian's just moving right over all my jokes. He got to get to himself, but anyway, thanks, Brian. Thanks. Adam.
No, I'm trying to piggyback off what you're saying, but Cops is fascinating to me.
Yeah,
the idea of Cops as the genesis of where we are at now in every aspect of our interactive lives, and I mean, you could trace the lineage of like TikTok. And all these
the downfall of America.
Mankind.
It started
with Cops.
Yeah, it all started with Cops. Bad boys. Well, what you gonna do? Bad boys are coming for you. Like that.
Now wait, but there's something profound here, because if Cops started it all, and you want to go look at the why Cops. It's like the birth of. It was like the chimps looking at the obelisk in 2001. That was Cops. It was like us looking at this thing and not realizing that this was the future. This was the Garden of Eden. This was the birth of man. The birth of the culture going downhill started with Cops. It all come down to Cops. If they hadn't come up with the show Cops, we'd be fine right now. But somebody came up with it. Somebody pitched it at a pitch meeting. And somebody said, "Listen, that's crazy."
I'm sure that's what somebody said in a pitch meeting when they said this about the real world. They're like, "Okay, it's like Cops, but roommates."
Right.
It's like young people, good-looking young people living in a house. Meets Cops. That's what the real world is, because that was the second wave of. Well, no, but you have to draw.
Yes, this is great. You have to
real
draw a
world
direct
was
line.
when it really got going. That's when it took off. That's when.
But it was really Cops.
Well, Cops is the beginning. Cops is the holy grail of bad reality programming, and then Real World is fine-tuned it.
But that's my point. It's like give it
reality,
up for Cops.
Actually.
Give it up for Cops. Who would have? Once again, my favorite thing. Who would have guessed that television hit its. That reality TV show hit its apex artistic piece of achievement at Cops and went downhill from there. Cops was the top of the line, and then everything. And then years later, Love Island, right? Yeah. Right?
Cops and then you go beyond that. Love is Blind,
Yeah, Love is Blind.
I got a good Love is Blind joke. It's like, if you don't know the idea of this, it's two people they're trying to find love through a wall, but ever meeting each other. Oh, I have something funny. So I'm looking at this. This is a Dave and Buster's card, and because I got a Dave and Buster's by my house, which is everything, right? I love Dave and Buster's. I'm a big video guy, because when you're sober, you do things that teenagers do. But I remember this one time I was in Queens, and I was going to a Guitar Center. And getting a mic cord, because I'm a real comic. That's what we do. We buy mic cords all the time. And and I was about to go in, and all of a sudden these two kids were out front, and there was a Chuck E. Cheese, and these two kids were like, hey, sir. And I was like, yeah. And they said, can you pretend to be my dad and walk us in to Chuck E. Cheese? and I stopped for a second, and I go, let me tell you something. I would rather buy you beer than pretend to be your father and take you into a Chuck E. Cheese, because kids can't go in there by themselves. And so these two kids were trying to hustle people to pretend to be their parents so they could get in, because you can't get in without parents. So they don't want like rogue kids going in Chuck E. Cheese.
Or
so
rogue
and
parents,
then I was like, yeah. Well,
Right.
that's what I said. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing 3 to 5 just so you can like play Whac-A-Mole. You know?
Yeah.
So
Really? Wow.
it was, I don't know. It was a funny moment.
There's
It's like a
something funny about
ridiculous,
that.
like kids just trying to like rope you. And then they told me their parents were sick. I was like, where are your parents? Like, oh, they're sick. And I was like, okay.
This sounds like a sting operation.
Oh
This-
yeah,
you know what I
those
mean?
kids,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's funny. The kid just pulls out a badge, and you're like,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah, I'm
he's
just
like a
gonna
little
go help
person.
the kids.
It's like the
Yeah.
orphan. He's like a little person detective.
That's such a funny idea that the kid.
He's a little person,
wow.
Donnie Brasco.
Yeah, that he's just pretending to be a kid. He can pull it off. Like what wasn't there some guy? Oh, that's almost funny too. Like the whole story of Cameron Crowe when he went undercover in high school and pretended he was somebody else to write, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And then there was supposedly some guy, I think it happened in Europe. Some guy is like 30 and he went or 40 or something, and he blended into the school. Like he went to school and no one knew it. Like for years, it's something very creepy about the whole thing. But anyway,
21 Jump Street is what it's all about.
Yeah. I think
This was like it was a number one show. It was just like 33-year-olds going back to high school.
Yeah, exactly. Hilarious. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's a standalone bit. I'll just use it I guess, it doesn't need tags, but the idea is funny. Just, the kids want you to just like,
Unexpected. What was it? Non-existent shows. What was it? Reality shows. Like what? Like
I think we're done. I think we're done here.
Yeah. I love watching
This
Dustin
show
kill it before it grows and anything else.
I'm breaking gold at it. I could tell when Brian's needs to go somewhere else in his brain. So I'm like, all right, we're done. All right. Been a good show. You guys, just email me and I'll email some questions and you'll get a free $12 Dave and Buster's card. There's $12 left on here. And,
all right.
Everybody wants it. And don't ask me to pretend to be your father. That is not a good situation.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
All right.
This is maybe one day people will support this show. Maybe I'll get Adam to not have a busy paid life and work on his passion, which is chasing comedy with the art. When Adam wants to be an artist, I'm sure we can and drop some more content for you guys
from his dimly lit bunker wherever he is. And
we don't know where Adam is. We never know
Jersey
where he is.
City. I don't even know where he is.
It's like a hostage situation at all times.
Right. Jersey City.
Jersey City. Are you good, Adam?
Yeah.
Are you good, Adam?
Yep.
All right. So we'll have some videos up in 2028 if you guys want to check those out.
All right.
Well, folks, that's our show. It's time for us to go. Make sure to follow us, give us a like, drop us a comment, and always subscribe. We're chasing comedy on all the socials. We hope you had a gas, had some laughs, and maybe you learned something too. Until next time, we're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.